Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live from the Tower, your weekly Destiny show. And this week's episode is going to be a bit shorter and probably smaller than normal episodes. And that's mainly because that there is not much to talk about. The TWAB was not really bulky, and that's kind of to be expected. We are we are in the midst of what many would consider a content drought. So there's not really going to be a lot of news. We do know we have the Into the Light April update. There are some rumors that we're not going to really touch on because they are potential leaks, and the policy on the show is that we don't talk about leaks, or at least we don't divulge the leaks. I may touch on what they might be, but there is a breadth of stuff to kind of go over real quick. So right off the bat, Guardian Games is in full swing. It's begun. Hunters lead 2-0. Warlocks are in second place, and Titans are in third place. And the setup, which we explained in the last episode, is pretty much the same as last year's, minus some tweaks here or there. So basically, you'll go to Eva, and what you'll do is you'll follow the quest, the breadcrumb quest, to kind of get your medallion case and do your medals, and she'll have you go and do an activity. Now, the thing to note is that the bounties Eva gives you do not give medals, they do not give medallions. The 2 weekly bounties, I believe, give Bright Dust and experience, and the rest of the daily bounties give experience, and I assume, as with most of the repeatable bounties, you will get Bright Dust for them, as well as maybe a little experience. So that's something to consider, because it's not like past events where you needed to do bounties, or like, not Season of the Lost, but like Festival of the Lost and the Dawning, where doing bounties was kind of part of everything, to get the candy, to get the ingredients to bake. Here, you don't need to do the bounties unless you're going to stock up for Final Shape, or unless you're going to, I don't know, stock up Bright Dust, or you're not rank 100 yet. So those bounties are there, and the ones I did on Tuesday weren't terribly hard. I believe the 2 weekly ones were to do Vanguard activities in the event playlists, and to do Crucible in the event playlist, which we will talk about in a second, because there is a bit of a known issue that could be good depending who you ask, and could be bad, but we'll cover that in a couple minutes, in a little bit. Who knows? Time is a myth on the internet, okay? Let's settle down there. So you follow your breadcrumb quest, and you do your activity, and Ava, I went to call her Ada and Eva Levante, Grandma, will give you your medallion case, which I can't speak today, which that's where you just hold your medals. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a thing in your inventory. It has no purpose besides it's just something in the software that lets the game know, hey, you have this many medallions. So you have, I believe it's gold, platinum, and the new diamond medallions. And the diamond medallions you can only do on a weekly basis. This week is to do a raid with everyone in the fire team being the same class. So I believe the featured raid this week is Vow of the Disciple. I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong. I know that's what one of my clanmates wanted to run because I believe they needed the triumph for it. So go see what raids the rotator this week, and just get your clan together, or go to LFG and go bang it out. You can also get a diamond medallion from watching a streamer who has Twitch drops enabled for 2 hours. Basically, the diamond medallions are the super medallions. You want those. They kind of push you ahead in the competition, and could turn the tide of Guardian Games if that's something you're really excited about. The next thing on the list, which is what everyone and their mother has been talking about for the past week, is the skimmer / hoverboard. So there are 2 that are obtainable in game right now. One is via the quest that you get from Eva Levante, which some think is grindy. Someone in my clan explained it to me, and it actually is a lot simpler than that, and I'm kind of glad, because if it was really grindy, I could see not a lot of people wanting to do this. The other one is available in the store for Bright Dust. So we'll talk about the Bright Dust one second, because then we'll go over what is new into the Eververse store, and how these certain rumors are leading us to believe that some old content is coming back for you to pay premium money for once again. The first one to do the quest, I believe it's to get into the top 10% of Nightfall scores for the week. It is to get a medallion score of like 1200 or get like 1200 medallions or something. And the last one is to open 3 of the focused playlist packages. Now, basically, when you go into your director in the towers map, they'll have 4 nodes at the top, 1 for strikes, 1 for nightfalls, 1 for the supremacy crucible game mode, and 1 for the class v class gambit game mode. And every so often, like we mentioned in the last episode, one of those game modes will be the featured game mode in which you have bonus rewards and bonus drops at the end. And that's what the quest wants you to do. It wants you to open 3 of those packages by doing those game modes. So you just got to kind of keep your finger on the pulse with that one. Otherwise, you could farm out the medallions, or you can try and get the high score in the Nightfall, which this week is Glassway, which we did the class-based matchmaking, at least I did on Tuesday, and it wasn't that bad. We kind of breezed through it relatively easy, especially when you realize you don't have to fight through everything, and it's on hero difficulty, and if you spec into the seasonal artifact well enough, I mean, if you're a warlock like I am running sun bracers and sunshot, you're just blowing things up left, right, and center. So go in there, get your hoverboard, and that is what allows you to get the exotic hoverboard, which is the free one. Fun fact, the lore for that hoverboard is reintroducing an old Destiny 1 character back into the lore. I'm not going to spoil who. I know Avaze has a video over on YouTube, and hopefully Bife is putting one out, because the last time this character was kind of talked about in the game or mentioned in Destiny 1, we also got a vehicle. We got a Sparrow. And if you were there for Rise of Iron, you know exactly what Sparrow I'm talking about. It was the hidden one that you had to go and find in the tower. But enough about that. Let's jump to the Eververse. So with the Eververse, we have a Gallahorn bundle for all of your characters, and that includes armor for the Titan. I couldn't speak for a second. I was like, huh. It was like the glory of the Gallahorn just blinded my mind. We have armor for the Titan, armor for the Hunter, armor for the Warlock. We have a Skimmer. We have a Thunderlord ornament, all themed around Gallahorn. And it's great, and it's awesome. I am not paying $15 for it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not going to get into a rant about microtransactions. If you guys have been watching the channel the recent couple of months, you know that I'm not a fan of the way Bungie handles their microtransactions. So it's a cool set. Wish I could get it, but I'm not paying $15 for armor, cosmetics in a game that I pay $100 every year for. Sorry, I don't do it with Blizzard. Not going to do it with Bungie and Destiny. It does look very nice though. Also returning, we have all of the Guardian game armor sets. We have the new Guardian game armor sets. So there's stuff. If you do want to buy stuff, by all means, this is not me telling you you can't buy things. You live your life how you live your life. This is just how I operate when it comes to microtransactions in video games. And just have fun. That's the important part. Let's talk about these supposed rumors. Now, I haven't seen any leaks. I haven't read any leaks. As far as I know, there's no more paste bin about the final shade, which I think is good to a degree. Leaks generally are not good for the industry. However, they can help drum up hype if you are not doing it yourself, game company, which is, I think, what added to kind of the hype of the Beyond Light Witch Queen duology, is because we had that paste bin leak, so everyone was kind of checking it. I remember my clanmate Zephinblade, who some of you may know on Twitter, I would go back and forth with him and say, you know, as the seasons for Beyond Light were coming out, I was kind of like, hey, how true is the prophecy? That's kind of what we dubbed it. It was like this. He was cursed with knowledge because he read it. And anytime there was a big reveal or a big trailer or something, news that dropped with Bungie, he would like DM me and would say stuff along the lines of, the prophecy continues, or like, we are on the correct path. This is the correct timeline. And it was exciting. It was fun, you know? But overall, in general, I'm not the biggest fan of leaks. Rumors are a different topic entirely, which is why I'm talking about one thing that may be coming back and not a second thing that may be coming. Because there is a leak about a collab that Bungie may be doing, and while that leak excites me because of what the collab is, we're not going to talk about it on the show. But the rumor is we are getting Season of the Dawn and Black Armory gear brought back into Destiny. And it's stuff that's kind of like in the API already, so it's not really leaked, right? It's stuff you can kind of see on Braytech and things of that nature. So, and I know some people are not the biggest fans of it, and I can understand why. You have people on the one side of the argument that are like, these items were FOMO. You know, why are we bringing them back? But to be fair, Bungie has been putting things in Xur's inventory and 801's inventory, which is great. Fantastic, right? You know, we got Season of the Undying gear, at least weapons this season. So that's all well and good. But the rumor is that the Season of the Dawn armor is going in Eververse. Now, here's my whole... So, I'm sorry, let me continue. So you have the one side of the argument that's like, this was FOMO gear. It should stay FOMO. Then you have, you know, the other side of the argument where people are excited about it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is coming back. This is great. And then you kind of have a third group which are annoyed that it's going in the cash shop. That's kind of where I am. I'm all for bringing back old gear. I mean, Crucible is getting... Crucible now has Artifice Armor, which is year 1 Destiny 2 gear for Crucible, which is great if players like just started in, you know, what is it, Lightfall, right? It's great if they started in Beyond Light and kind of forward when that armor was sunset and taken out of the game. It's fantastic, right? It's earnable gear. You gotta be good to get it, right? You know, you gotta win in your Crucible matches, but it's good that it's here. I don't know why Bungie, if this is true and you can only buy these Season of the Dawn sets with silver, I really don't know why Bungie's trying to double dip, besides the fact that they're just scared and they're burning through money. Something like this I could see for you know, a quest line, right? I could see for in 801's inventory, in Xur's inventory, added to the Trials of Osiris loot pool. Huh? You ever think of that, Bungie? Right? I know Trials gear is like, you know, Trials gear is here, right? You do another tier. The Saint 14 gear. Season of the Dawn. All this stuff around Trials, and not Trials, but all the stuff around Osiris and Saint. Could do that? That'd be cool. Give aspirational stuff for players to pursue. What do you want to do? Nope, you want to cash shop it, which again, it hasn't come out. What I would love to see for them to do is what they did in the earlier years of Destiny 2, where you had the Optimus C set. All those sets that kind of came out, that kind of teased the next expansion or the next season and stuff. There was a way, and even all the way up to the Epic Games crossover with Fortnite, there was a way you could buy the sets for Bright Dust, buy the sets for silver. You had the choice. Pieces would go up for sale for Bright Dust. Bungie's completely abandoned that. And that's my problem. My problem with this entire thing with Eververse is the fact that all the stuff that's worth buying, right? They don't let you buy it with Bright Dust. No, you have to buy it with silver. But why? We could buy it with Bright Dust before? No, you can't do that no more. Right? The Dragonfly Regalia set, the Amalon Security set. Like all those sets. I'm sorry, I believe it was Season of Defiant had a set like that too. So, forgive me, I correct myself. But it's like, hey, here's the Witcher set. Witcher set came out what? Start of the season? Okay. And then we found out they were doing the Mass Effect set. Okay. Why are they not... Why is something like the Assassin's Creed set not in rotation. And the argument I was given in the very beginning was because collabs like this cost money. Partnerships cost money. Fair. Fine. Give the consumer a choice. There's a reason pre-orders for Final Shape are down. Besides the fact that Lightfall Story was garbage. You know, depending who you ask. I don't think it was very good. Some people have harsher words than I do. I actually did have harsher words when I first played it. Give players the chance. Give them the choice, okay? So you want to make it a premium item? Fine. Fantastic. The Assassin's, the PlayStation sets. Throw them up for Bright Dust, all right? Just have, you know, how many? 5 weeks where that's the armor, the coveted armor piece. Watch how many players come back and play your game. Watch how many daily active users you get when stuff like that is back up on the market. That's my problem. There's things to earn, and then there's stuff that's locked away, and then they wonder why our profits are down. Our earnings are down. Why are we not making money? Because people are getting fed up with the way you're trying to make your money. You under-deliver on content, and then you try to squeeze money out of us by going, look at the shiny thing. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is a helmet. You could wear this. Ooh, it's part of a set. Set's $15. Guardian Games is back. Here's the event card with cosmetics. More money. And it comes down to, it's not a matter of, are there microtransactions in the game or not? It's a matter of balance. And frankly, in my opinion, Bungie does not have balance when it comes to Eververse. What used to be, this is what's going to fund the seasonal events and the secret quests and the exotic missions and stuff. Well, we get the events. We don't get any secret missions, any exotic. I mean, you know, we got one with Season of the Deep, right? We got the Navigator. That's good job. We would like more. And they've kind of come out and admitted, yeah, the seasonal model kind of, you know, makes our content predictable. When you gotta have a guy go up there and go, it's not about how much we deliver. It's about how fast we can get that out. Yeah, well, you gotta get something good out. You gotta get something players want out. And again, just my 2 cents. All right? I think there should be balance. You want to do a great big partnership? Fantastic. I think it's great. You're owned by Sony. You should be doing Sony partnerships. You should be doing just like do a Ratchet and Clank. The fact that the Sony partnership didn't have a Ratchet and Clank ship or hover bike, Barrow, is criminal. Ratchet's had like 5 ships, I think, over the course of the franchise, and at least 2 different hover bikes they could have chose from, but it was all Last of Us. No, the ship set's all Last of Us. And I think that could be something on Sony's end, not necessarily Bungie's end, because Sony likes to milk The Last of Us like it's Frozen on release year, and they're Disney. But I'm just saying, we have this sci-fi action game where you get a ship and a hover bike. We have this sci-fi action game where you get a ship and a hover bike. So what should we design the ship and the hover bike for the bundles are? What should we make them look like? How about mushrooms? Because Last of Us, big money. That's an entirely different tangent on my gripe with the Sony collab. But the point I'm trying to make is the Sony stuff came out a while ago. Put that in rotation. I guarantee players will play the game to get the Bright Dust, to get the pieces that they want that they couldn't. Remember when the what was it? It was the golden purple shader, you know, the animated shader that went up for sale a couple weeks ago. It was all over the internet. Paul Tassi was posting videos and Forbes articles about it. Every streamer and their mother was like, guys, go to Eververse. You get this shader because it used to cost money. Now it don't. Now it's Bright Dust. Now we can get it. I mean, how do you not look at that and go, oh, that's... You mean if we give people stuff to earn in-game, I mean, you have to earn Bright Dust through challenges, so it's technically earnable in-game. If we give people stuff to earn in-game, they'll play our game? Phew. Hot diggity dog. Hopefully Final Shape fixes some of this stuff. The other rumor is that we're getting Black Armory stuff in the Into the Light content, which we don't know what it is, and it comes out in 3-4 weeks. So we'll be sure to kind of cover that as Bungie releases more official news. But the rumor is that, or the thought process is that there's supposedly a Hammerhead ornament coming to the shop, and that's getting everybody going, Black Armory, baby! We'll see what happens. In any case, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to head out, probably play some more Guardian games this weekend, maybe try and get the hoverboard. Other than that, I've got a pretty big backlog that I'm going to be tackling, and I'm going to be looking forward to Into the Light. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, fly safe, Guardians.